we are. We'll see what comes out. My name is Tony Passera, and I've done a lot of businesses over the years. When I was in graduate school, I didn't have any money, and one summer I started a business by building bookcases for faculty members, and it blossomed into a little construction company where I was adding decks and rooms to houses before too long. And I eventually shut it down because I wanted to be in school more than I wanted to keep the business going. But I guess the point there, or it came to mind because sometimes a business that works best is not necessarily something you've gone into with a lot of forethought, but it just sort of organically grows out of your life. And often it's something, like for me, carpentry was a hobby at that time, so it was kind of fun, and up to a point. And then when I was done with that business, I moved on to other things. And more recently, I've been a photographer, and I got how do I want to put it? I saw some electric helicopters at a trade show, photography trade show. And they were using these things to put cameras in the air. And I got really interested in it. And I can't even tell you why. It was just something that grabbed me, something I really loved doing. And I had a little bit of background in electronics and stuff, so I started building them. And you may see a video of this. And what's happened is I've been building these things because I'm really excited about photographing the world from the air, like going to Antarctica and photographing glaciers, or going to tropical rainforests, or going to the Grand Canyon and photographing the Grand Canyon from the air. And I haven't really focused much yet on how I'm going to make money with it. But amazing thing, when you follow your passion, as I've been doing with this, amazing things happen. For example, I practice a lot. As I'm developing these helicopters, I sometimes test fly them on my front lawn. Well, as a result of that, I've met about half a dozen producers who are driving by, who live in the area. And they keep checking in and seeing the progress on the technology and stuff. And that's starting to turn into some real gigs. So again, it's not like there was any sort of serious forethought about the business, but I was following something that I really love doing. I didn't have a clue, and I still don't have a clue where it will go. But it's fun, and when you're doing something and you've got positive energy around it, the opportunities magically open before you. And it's like meeting all these producers and other photographers interested in this. It's just been amazing and wonderful. And we sit down and we have chats about it, and we poke around and see what kind of technology they need that may not be available yet. And so I actually add that to the helicopter. So a lot of good ideas have come through. But I've also done businesses where, or participated in startup companies where we didn't really know what we were doing. We knew we wanted to start a business. We sort of roughly had the idea of what kind of thing we wanted to do. But it wasn't anybody's passion. And those businesses ended up being a lot of work, a lot of pain, and usually flopped. It's really important, I think, to be doing something that you totally love and you want to do, and that you would do even if you weren't getting paid for it. And when you do that, and when you follow it along, you're going to have setbacks, but doors will open eventually. And sometimes maybe right at the beginning. The other thing I think is really important is perseverance. In some ways, the most one absolutely critical ingredient is perseverance, because almost anything you want to do, it's just sort of the nature of the world and the nature of life that things don't always go smoothly, or don't always go the way you think they should go, or you want them to go, or you expect them to go, but they go some other way, and you hit an obstacle. And it's really important when you hit those obstacles to keep with it and keep plugging away and not give up. There's a story, I can't remember what book it was from, of someone in the 1800s who bought the rights to a gold mine. This was during the gold rush. And he was drilling, and he's digging this mine and searching for gold, and he found some gold, and it went for a little while, and then it went dry. Not dry, but he couldn't find any gold, and he dug for a few more months trying to find another vein of gold. He ended up closing the mine, and he just gave up and sold it. The person who bought it from him hired an engineer to actually inspect the mine and the geology and see if it was likely to be more gold, if it was something to worth opening up. And I think he bought the mine for something like $300 or something, which even then was not that much money. And of course, the person who bought the mine, he dug 3 more feet and then found gold and ended up making a fortune. So it's really important not to give up. The other thing that I think is very important is to stay present with your business. And it's challenging not to get anxious when things aren't going so well. But the more quiet you are internally, the more present you're able to be with people you meet and people you encounter, then you're more likely to notice opportunities. And you're going to be more receptive when something comes along that maybe you didn't expect, or someone comes along who can help you with the business. So it's really, again, it's not just perseverance, but it's kind of a very positive intent to actually make it happen. And the longer you can stay with that kind of positive intent in your mind, the more likely you are to succeed. In fact, I pretty much believe that if you stay with that positive intent and you absolutely decide in your mind you're not going to give up, then things will open up for you and your business will make it. Not sure where else.